Have you ever woken up at exactly 2:43 a.m., your heart beating just a little faster, your mind suddenly wide awake, even though nothing actually happened? After 60, a lot of people assume it's just stress. Maybe we drank water too late. Maybe the mattress isn't as comfortable as it used to be. I used to think the same thing. But then I discovered something that truly surprised me. The problem wasn't the bed. It wasn't anxiety. It was my nervous system still stuck in alert mode like a car parked safely in the garage. But the engine is still running. And when I tried one very simple change each night, just one small spoonful before bed, things started to shift. If you often wake up in the middle of the night and don't understand why, stay with me until the end of this video. So what's actually going on after we turn 60? A lot of us blame ourselves. We think it's stress, overthinking, watching the news too late at night. But the truth is our bodies change over time, and so does our natural stress rhythm. When we were younger, cortisol levels would gradually drop in the evening. That drop helped signal to the brain that it was time to rest. But after 60, that rhythm isn't always as steady as it used to be. The sympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for alert mode, can become more sensitive. It's like having a smoke alarm that's set a little too sensitively. A small dip in blood sugar, a light dream, or sometimes no clear reason at all. And suddenly the body flips into wakefulness. When that happens, the brain doesn't fully enter deep repair mode. Imagine your body like a car parked in the garage at night, but the engine is still quietly running. Everything looks calm on the outside, but inside energy is still being burned. Over time, we start noticing the effects. We wake up with brain fog, our muscles feel weaker. There's that low-level achiness, and most of all, that frustrating feeling of, I slept, but I don't feel restored. And this is important. It's not our fault. We didn't do anything wrong. It's simply how the nervous system and biological rhythms shift with age. Once we understand that, we can begin supporting the body in a smarter, gentler way. For many people, just understanding this brings a huge sense of relief. Waking up at 3 a.m. doesn't mean something is seriously wrong. Most of the time, it's just a sign that the nervous system is still slightly on guard, not fully settled into deep rest. And here's the good news. Once we understand the root cause, we can support the body naturally and calmly. Instead of forcing it ourselves to fall back asleep or worrying every time we look at the clock in the middle of the night. What we really need to do is help the nervous system feel safe enough to relax. And this is where magnesium glycinate becomes worth considering, not as a miracle fix, but as a supportive tool, one that helps the body remember how to unwind, slow down, and move into deeper sleep the way it was designed to. So what makes magnesium glycinate different from other forms of magnesium? And why do so many older adults notice positive changes when they use it consistently? Let's take a closer look. Over the years of working with adults over 50, we've learned something important. Not everyone loses sleep because of worry. In many cases, it's simply that the nervous system hasn't fully settled down. Some studies suggest that magnesium supplementation may help support better sleep quality and reduce early awakenings in older adults. And among the common forms of magnesium, magnesium glycinate is often considered gentler on the digestive system than some others, which really matters, as our stomachs tend to become more sensitive with age. What makes magnesium glycinate stand out is how it works with the nervous system. Magnesium plays a role in supporting GABA activity, a neurotransmitter that helps the brain shift from alert mode into a more relaxed state. When GABA is functioning well, the brain isn't stuck in fight or flight. It's a bit like dimming the lights in your living room at night. The body starts to recognize that it's time to wind down. The glycinate part, glycine, is just as important. Glycine is an amino acid associated with gently lowering core body temperature at night. And that drop in temperature is a key biological signal for deep sleep to begin. When the body cools naturally, the brain gets the message that things are safe and stable. We don't need to understand all the biochemistry. Just know that the body has very subtle switches, and glycine helps turn on the sleep switch at the right time. Magnesium glycinate may also support muscle and blood vessel relaxation. Many older adults don't realize they carry a low level of tension all day, slightly raised shoulders, a clenched jaw, hands that never fully relax. If that quiet tension continues into the night, sleep can stay shallow. When muscles relax more fully, the whole system seems to breathe a little easier. Most importantly, magnesium glycinate isn't about forcing hormones to change. It's not a sleeping pill, and it's not something that makes the body dependent. Instead, it supports the body's natural rhythm, helping restore balance. When the nervous system feels steadier, nighttime stress responses often settle more naturally. We've heard many stories from the Strong Healthway community. Carol, 51 from Texas, shared that she used to wake up at 3 a.m. and stare at the ceiling for an hour. After a few weeks of taking magnesium glycinate, along with going to bed at a consistent time and turning off screens earlier, she still woke up occasionally, but she was able to fall back asleep much faster. James, 71 from Florida, said the biggest difference wasn't sleeping longer. It was waking up with a clearer head and feeling less heavy in his body. Of course, everyone's body is different. But when we understand the mechanism, when we realize the nervous system needs reassurance, not force, we can make wiser choices. And sometimes one small change done consistently each night can create a meaningful difference in how we step into the next day. But here's what surprised us the most. It wasn't falling asleep faster. A lot of people think the goal is to knock out quickly, but for many in the Strong Health Way community, what really matters is how they feel in the morning. From what we've seen and heard, the biggest change isn't how fast someone falls asleep after their head hits the pillow. It's that they're no longer waking up for no clear reason in the middle of the night like they used to. And if they do wake up, they're able to drift back to sleep much more easily instead of lying there wide awake for hours. Some of our viewers have shared that they wake up feeling clearer mentally. Not that foggy, heavy feeling like you slept, but didn't truly rest. The body feels a little lighter. The mood feels steadier. That sense of being truly restored, and after 60, that feeling becomes incredibly valuable. Of course, nothing works in isolation. Magnesium glycinate seems to work best when it's paired with simple, consistent habits: going to bed at a regular time, reducing blue light from phones in the evening, eating balanced meals, and keeping some gentle movement in your day. When all of those pieces come together, Tisha, the body slowly finds its natural rhythm again. And sometimes real change doesn't come from something dramatic, but from small, steady steps practiced with patience and kindness toward ourselves. So if we decide to try this approach, the most important thing is to do it gently and thoughtfully. Many people choose about 1 tablespoon of magnesium glycinate powder mixed into warm water, taken around 30 to 45 minutes before bedtime. The warm water not only helps it dissolve better, but it also creates a small evening ritual, a signal to the body that it's time to slow down. That said, every body is different. If you have a sensitive digestive system, or you've never supplemented with magnesium before, it's wise to start with a lower amount and simply observe how your body responds. There's no need to rush. Deep sleep is about restoring balance over time, not something that happens overnight. If you'd like to enhance the relaxation effects, some people enjoy mixing it with a cup of warm chamomile tea. The gentle aroma, combined with sitting quietly for a few minutes before bed, can help the mind settle naturally. And most importantly, if you're taking prescription medications or managing a specific health condition, it's always best to talk with your doctor before adding any supplement. Safety comes first. Because after 60, supporting sleep isn't about finding the strongest solution. It's about finding what's right and sustainable for your body. After 60, deep sleep is no longer just about comfort. It becomes the foundation for keeping our memory sharp, our muscles strong, and our immune system resilient. When we sleep well and sleep deeply, the body has a chance to repair, restore, and prepare for a new day. And that is incredibly valuable. Sometimes the issue isn't that we can't sleep. It's that our nervous system doesn't fully feel safe enough to let go. After decades of working, caring for family, carrying responsibilities, our bodies get used to staying on alert. And now what we may need to relearn is how to truly relax. Magnesium isn't a sleeping pill. It doesn't knock us out or force the body to sleep. It simply supports the body in remembering its natural rhythm and remembering how to unwind when night falls. If you found today's sharing helpful, consider subscribing to Strong Health Way. Let's continue walking this journey together, one small step at a time, building a life that's healthy, peaceful, and full of energy at any age.